All right, here we go. So if you've been in this enchanted world, you know that I got answers about communication. Because I don't like to be uncomfortable, I don't like confrontation. We're in the middle of the holiday season. Tonight is the 8th night of Hanukkah. I'm moving through a lot of family stuff, and I'm here with this video to give you some tips on how to be with family that you love and care about, but where your boundaries are challenged. So first I want you to know that family is the hardest place to bring your personal fucking development and growth, because they're like, whatever. I'm speaking in very general terms, but the truth is they know you the longest. So if you're deciding to make a change, insert a boundary, or do something different, even if they don't say anything, you're gonna go through something that's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I want you to be nice to yourself, take good, amazing care. Don't skip out on the fact of bringing your hand to your heart and just like knowing that you care enough to be watching this video, to be overthinking, to be staying stuck in situations with family. And that means you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't think about it. So just really let that in. Oh, I care so much. I care so much that I'm stressed out. I care so much that I'm giving my energy and my power. So just putting your hands skin to skin is something so beautiful, to especially near your heart area. Okay, 3 tips. Number 1, silence. Silence. Silence is different than avoiding. Avoiding is like all this shit's going on and you're like, I'm not looking at it, but it's like right here. I thought the back, okay. So the silent part would look something like this. Everyone's eating dinner and your mother says to you, so do you have a boyfriend? And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna die. Silence means you look at your mom and you understand that in that moment, she is worried about you. She wants you to have love in your life. She cares that you're not alone. Smile at her and say nothing. And if she asks you again, let her know, I don't want to talk about this right now. Or, yes, I do. Or, nope, nothing to share here. Very simple. Don't make it into an argument. But initially give that silence. Let the question linger in the air. Or let's say your dad says, you're such a scatterbrain, and you're sitting amongst people or you're on Zoom together, however you're doing it. Silence lets his jab linger in the air. Let it lay there. Let him hear himself. And if he doesn't, that's okay. Take that moment of silence to breathe. Bring your hand to your heart, even just touching a warm part of your body, reminding yourself that you are your own person. People don't know how to act sometimes. They're not wrong. They're just wrong for you in that moment. Okay, so the tip number 1 is silence. The second tip is answers yes and no. Stop explaining yourself. Stop getting into it. So many people, I have one client that's like, I always set my boundaries. I'm like, you speak them, but then you don't follow them. The example would be, he's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And then the other person gets their hooks in him and says, you're doing the wrong thing. And then he explains himself. So stop explaining yourself, yes or no. You could say yes, thank you, no thank you. Are you going to have kids this year? No, thank you. It doesn't even need to make any sense. Just yes or no, and that's it. Okay, the third tip, redirect. This is the best tip ever, and I did it mostly when I was a preschool teacher and when I was a stripper. Haha, it makes sense once you think about why. So redirect. Let's say some family member is hawking you. What would they be hawking you about? I think family just really pressures a lot of people on like, oh, did you do that thing yet? Did you get your car fixed yet? Did you do, over and over the same kind of question coming from different angles? Basically, they're just looking for a way to relate to you, and they don't like something in their own life. So they're just like, let me ask you this question. It's another way, is to redirect them, right? So the best way to do it is, let's say they're like, did you get your car fixed yet? Did you get your car fixed yet? I am so grateful for my car, is your response. Hey, I'm so grateful that my car is comfortable and has heat inside of it. Or if it's something that really annoys you, redirect to another subject completely and do it with a compliment. So if there's a negative Nancy or a negative Nellie in your family, or a friend that really just always fucking does that same thing, take a breath, always take a breath, and then redirect with a compliment. So let's say they're like, meh, 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 meh. Wow, I really like that ring on you. It looks so beautiful. Oh, this one? Just redirect them, like as if a child were playing with the fire, and then you don't want them to play with the fire. You're like, no, come, let's play with the water instead. So you're just taking their focus off whatever they think is important and steering them to another lane. All right, so we got silence, stating yes or no with no explanations. And the third one, what is it? Redirect with a compliment. There you go. That's ways to get through the holidays, but basically to get through any time. Good luck, and let me know what happens in the comments below. Let's start to build this community here where everybody gets to see how everybody's using these tools. Okay, ciao for now.